Introducing, in the blue corner, the challenger from Diamond Bar, California, weighing 221 1/4 pounds, with a professional record of 27 wins, 10 defeats, 1 draw, with 18 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, the former WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Mike Hercules Weaver. And in the red corner, fighting out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing 220 1/4 pounds. He is undefeated in his professional career with 25 wins, no defeats, 1 draw, with 20 KOs. The WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Pinklon Pinky Thomas.
Thomas is a 2-to-1 favorite in this fight, but I have found a surprising amount of support for Weaver among observers whose opinion I respect. They just feel that Weaver is the much stronger puncher, that he's going to hurt Thomas to the body perhaps, and maybe throw a punch over one of his jabs.
Carlos Padilla, the referee, and the instructions.
Okay. Thomas Weaver, you're going to box for 12 rounds. You know the rules of boxing. Avoid using any kinds of foul. Don't throw any punches during the break. Is that clear? Segas, come out fighting.
So what's left then is to decide this issue once and for all. Hercules is Mike Weaver's nickname. You look at Pinklon Thomas, and he is sartorial splendor. I don't guess you buy those pink shoes off the shelf, huh, Ray?
Well, I think everyone is
Weaver
has been a notoriously slow starter in the past.
Round one. Let's see what Thomas brings to the dance and what Weaver does early.
Well, as I was stating earlier, people want to see whether or not Pinklon Thomas is going to stick to his game plan of trying to fight Weaver inside, which has a chance of being a big mistake because of the power of Mike Weaver.
Weaver has a tendency once in a while to be a little bit lazy. Doesn't really get himself in gear, so he has to know that this is just about his last hurrah.
The jab, the left jab of Pinklon Thomas is the most effective left jab I've seen outside of Larry Holmes.
They say the best perhaps in boxing since Sonny Liston.
Now look at the left jab of Mike Weaver. The left jab of Mike Weaver is already busting the mouth of Pinklon Thomas up already.
Blood coming from the mouth of Pinklon Thomas, the champion, early on here. Start to choke on that, it could be a problem. Could also possibly indicate a jaw injury of some sort. It is a solid jab put out there by Pinklon Thomas.
You can see the damage it's doing. It's a little abrasion over the left eye of Mike Weaver.
Very early on here. So there's blood from the mouth of Pinklon Thomas and a little abrasion along the eye of Mike Weaver. And we are just halfway through the first round.
The right hand. Good right hand by Mike Weaver.
Weaver backed Thomas up with that right hand. A lot of action early on here.
Well, Pinklon Thomas doing what he stated. He's not going to run. He's going to stand toe-to-toe. Believe it or not, the jab, the left jab of Thomas is quite, stronger than his right hand. Because he's a converted southpaw.
Came over with a right hand. That was a good shot. Backs Weaver up. And Thomas is right on Weaver. Weaver is down.
And Mike is hurt.
Mike Weaver is hurt without question. It took Thomas a little bit of time to get to a neutral corner. And now Padilla picks up the count. Weaver's still in trouble.
His legs are rubbery legs.
Weaver trying to come back. Let's see if Thomas doesn't go after him. He's got a great jab. And another big right hand.
Beautiful right hand.
Weaver's still in trouble against the ropes. He's got 12 seconds to get through. Another big right hand by Thomas. Thomas showing much more of the right hand than he has any other time we've seen him.
asked the question before whether Thomas would come out behind that thunderous left jab, and he sure did. He threw a lot of right hands.
All right.
Mike Weaver is disgusted with himself in the corner.
Come on, deep. You breathe deep. Now, come on. Lay down slow.
All right, Mike.
All right, good.
Let's take a look at some of the action. There you see a wild Thomas right hand, but then a straight one. Those are arm punches, but they landed on Weaver, and Weaver is flustered and goes down. I didn't think he was seriously hurt. I just thought he was flustered and lost his balance, although the punches landed flush.
I thought it would be a big mistake for Pinklon Thomas to stand toe-to-toe, but apparently it's working.
We said Weaver started slowly. It seemed that he was determined to start fast, but about 2/3 of the way through that round, it caught up with him.
So we come to the second round. Have to go some to be more up-tempo than at first.
The reason Mike is being hammered by Pinklon Thomas is because he's a stationary target. He's standing directly in front of Thomas.
Pinklon Thomas fighting a much more up-tempo fight than I've seen him fight before. Oh, 2 good body shots by Weaver hurt Thomas.
Mike has to stop moving his head. And see, the jab of Pinklon is not pity-pat. It's a lot of power behind it. It has capability of busting you up.
2 jabs by Weaver on the face of Pinklon Thomas. Weaver still has a lot of strength left. There's no question about that.
And you can also see that the eye of Pinklon Thomas is not bothering him at all.
Mike Weaver, a more dangerous fighter as things go along, but a stationary target for Pinklon Thomas. And a thumb, and Weaver yells at Carlos Padilla, thumb to the left eye. And they are using a glove that is supposed to prevent that tonight. We'll talk a little bit more about that.
Well,
It has a webbing in it.
But the reason the webbing does not help because it's in the middle of the thumb and hand.
Weaver still being bothered by it, took an uppercut. And still bothers him.
They need to bring that attachment right there at the tip of the thumb.
Right hand a little bit short by Mike Weaver. 1 minute remaining. There's a left hand by Thomas.
What could be the case now? Due to that thumb, Weaver's vision could be slightly blurred. That's what normally happens.
Okay,
There's been a lot of bombs thrown in the first 2 rounds here.
Without question. And they're putting all their body behind it.
I've seen more damaging punches in the first 2 rounds of this fight than in the entire Witherspoon-Smith fight. And still, Mike Weaver rubs that eye that he says he was thumbed in. Seconds remaining, second round. 12-round fight, this for the championship.
Bring it up. Be sure to close the glove.
Good round of boxing.
Well, they're going after each other, these 2 battleships.
I know he did.
They're tending to the eyes of Mike Weaver in the corner.
Look, Mike.
But he seems all right now.
What you gotta do, you gotta stay in his body. Every time you get in his body.
What's that?
His stomach just gets it cold.
We may have a picture of that thumb right here. Right there, you saw the punch. Yeah. Here it is again. The wonders of television. No question about it. And it was inadvertent, it seemed. It seemed that the hand landed flush on the brow, but the finger wandered into the eye.
That's it. Good work. Come on. Go to your left. Yeah, come on. Mouthpiece. Go.
Mike Weaver already has a mountain It's a climb to get back into this fight.
Not the first time. Of course, against Big John Tate, he was out of it. He was a loser until the last few ticks.
You can never count Mike Weaver out. He possessed that power throughout the fight.
And he has had some pretty good body shots against Pinklon Thomas in this fight.
Well, that's what they want him to continue to do, to work that body. And slow down some of the movement of Pinklon Thomas.
That was a right hand, a little bit of a glancing blow.
Angelo Dundee was telling Pinklon Thomas to continue to move to his left, to concentrate on that area. That was one of the few left hooks thrown by Mike Weaver. And Mike is known for a devastating left hook. That's one of his best punches.
A lot of solid punches being thrown at close range here by both men.
It's been a very fast pace from opening round. And these guys can't keep this up the entire fight.
Left hook by Mike Weaver.
I tend to wonder whether or not this additional weight of Mike Weaver is starting to bother his power.
Weaver getting some good short punches in on Thomas. There was a right hand by Thomas that backed Weaver up.
Mike has a very good left jab, and he should continue to use it.
A couple of open-handed punches by Weaver there.
Now this one, Mike Weaver needs to go to work. To the body.
Both men scoring heavily. Good left hand, two good left hands by Weaver.
He rocked.
And Thomas is hurt.
He rocked Pinklon just then.
Weaver definitely had the better of that. Don't be misled by the fact that Weaver was pushed off him into the ropes.
Close the glove, close the glove.
Crowd really into this fight now, and the crowd seems supportive of Weaver.
Beautiful right hand.
Another good left hand by Weaver. Stopped Thomas in his tracks.
That's buckled Pinklon Thomas.
And there's a cut over the left eye of Pinklon Thomas.
Mike is starting to go to work now.
Oh, let's watch that eye.
It looks like a very bad cut on Thomas's eye. But I can't be sure whether it's just a laceration or a deep cut. Angelo Dundee is working on it furiously.
Don't back up. Lay your head on his chest and drive them shots to the body. Lay your head on his chest and drive the shots to the body.
That's
Off the body, come up with short left hooks. Left hooks on the top and right hand through the middle. Short. Drive them shots. Lay your head on his chest, don't go back.
That's the voice of Don Manuel, who is the trainer of Mike Weaver, even though we're watching Thomas.
Come on, mouthpiece. Don't let him run. They pushed him off of you.